As you can see, I have already opened up a project, a blank project, and as you will see, I'm going to show you how to create an activity diagram in the Enterprise Architect, Spark Enterprise Architect. And just go to the right click on the model, click add view, and let's say I will say activity. I'll leave it as it is, and the class view, and now I can add a diagram, and I can select the activity diagram. So I can say activity diagram purchase UML tool, and that being done, I click OK, and you can see that there is a UML tool here, and now I can actually drag the initial is the very beginning, and I will leave it as you see. It can show you here. I can do one other thing. I can drag from here, or I can just actually move here, and from here I can say select action control flow normal, and you can see that it has created an action automatically for my activity diagram here. And I can say evaluate UML software for purchase for organization. This is a very simple activity diagram, so do not expect too much from it, but it will clear the fundamentals. And let's say now that I have got the activity diagram, I have three software, but to evaluate that, Visio, Power Designer, and Spark Enterprise. So now I need a fork and a join, but however I want to use a fork, but however instead of dragging it from there, I can use it from here. So I can say fork control flow, and as you can see, I have got the flow. I can make it a little bit bigger, bring it to the center, and that being done, I can make it bigger, and now that being bigger, and now I can actually make it still bigger so that things can move smoothly. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Yeah, that's done, and bring it to center. And now that's being done. Let's add another action this time. So action control flow, and I will say OK, and in this name I will say evaluate Visio, and that being done, it comes here, and again I go here, drag this thing, and say action to T action control flow, leave it as it is, evaluate Power Designer. That being done, I can bring it here to center. If I do not like I will have to bring it here, and again one more time, this time action control flow. Let's say this time evaluate Spark qualifies. Now the thing is that I am going to evaluate this software in this. The IT department is going to evaluate the software, and after finding that whether the software is okay or not okay, they will make the decision and it will be sent to the management for the approval, and the management, looking at the price of the product, will approve the product depending upon what they want to do, what the management wants to do. So let's take it as, now if I want to make it, now I want to have to create a decision. The decision is also available here. Here is merge and decision, as you can see, but here I want to create a decision. Before I create a decision, I should actually want, because if the evaluation does not evaluate correctly, so the software would not be bought and it should go to the final flow down. As you can see, now that being done, I can actually say bring it here. This is if we are not interested in buying the software. Control flow. Control flow. That being done, as you can see, now the problem is we have come so far till here and we have to evaluate the software. Before that, evaluate the software, let me remove this thing from here, as I would like to actually create a decision. Control flow, okay, and instead of creating that here, I would control it to here. Same thing here, add decision, control flow, and again add decision, control flow, okay, and instead of connecting it to this one, now that it will be connected to the decision. You can see here, now this is no more being used, and now I can actually make this thing a little bit bigger for me. Again, this one also should be bigger. Evaluate video. Decision should be satisfied with, okay for organization. Let's say ratio qualifies for the organization. If it doesn't, okay, power designer qualifies. Let's make one more thing, Spark qualifies. Now we have three decisions that have been made, whether getting qualified or not getting qualified. Now let's take it as, now if you want to bend this thing, you have to press the control and click so that you get a joint in the line, and then you need to drag it to correct it. Again click this one, again control click in the center, and you can actually drag it to the, and so on and so forth. Now that we have got, however, this decision is taken as does not qualify. Does not. Okay. I'll put it here, and does not qualify. Same thing here. Does not. Here again I can say does not. Qualifies, and you can see that all the three are here. It doesn't qualify, so we are not going to buy those software. But however, if let's say add one more decision, yes, decision, and you can say bringing it here, control flow, control flow, control flow. Here we are going to look at a little differently. Let's move it bigger, little bit bigger, and maybe I also need to settle it around with this thing. Correct this preferences so that it looks better. Making it little, okay, let's make it this way so that we can have a correct look at it. Now let's move it down. Okay, now this is show qualifies. Yes, is this thing qualifies? Yes. Yes. And once it qualifies, which one ever it qualifies, because only one of them will qualify depending upon the whatever qualified. Okay, and then it will go to the management. So you can see here we can have another again action control flow, and we will say price approval management, clear it, okay, and you can see that has gone to the management for the price approval. The management will look at it and will decide whether it can approve or not. Again we will have to change selection action control flow, and in this case I can say in the action flow is that by, again in this case I will say, sorry, here it is action control flow, and I can say cancel, click OK. That being done, approved, and in this case you can say cancel, and this is approved and this is cancelled, and once it is approved again it will go to the control flow, will go and it's get terminated here. Control click in the center, let's get it done correctly. Control flow, control this, and that's how you create an activity diagram. However, if you want to adjust it a little bit here to make a center, we can always do that thing. And that being done, as we can see that activity, if we wanted to add some note, we could actually go and select and look at the note, and we can add activity diagram, click OK, and that's it. You can see it. Now this is just a basic rough idea of what an activity diagram can do. However, if you are really looking at it in a complex manner, it can be a big activity diagram which can be more complex, and you should understand how to do it. In this case I have tried to simplify it, and let's say make this thing here, and try to make this thing little up, and again depending upon control click, that's it. That's it, we are done.